I think that people quit coming through the door, so it looks like we're about ready to begin. I'm Pat Keller, and I've had the privilege of working with style shows with Mary Lou Dilley and with Laura Dean, and something we really enjoy. And we're calling this the Mary Lou Dilley Styles of Yesteryear Show. Many of you remember Mary Lou, who was this fantastic lady, and there's a picture of her that she dearly loved her vintage clothing, and I don't think anybody had any more than she did. And they were so dear to Mary Lou's heart, and also dear to Mary Lou's heart is Laura Dean Bennett, who I thought would be standing back there, but she's not. But anyway, Laura Dean has helped to coordinate this, and there she is with the pretty hat. And Laura Dean has helped to coordinate this too. We thank everybody who helped put this together, and we thank our musician too for being here. And we also thank all the ladies who have participated in this and those who have given us clothes for it. Now, where we're sitting in Huntersville has been the site of much history, and we're going to try to go through history chronologically to see what people were living, how they were living, and what they were wearing mostly. Now, in this area, there were Native Americans, and we always like to start a style show going back to the Native Americans. And while we are Pocahontas County, otherwise, if somebody had been doing it right back in 1823, we would have been Allegheny County. They just mixed them up. But we have a prettier name than that. So our first models are Melissa Galford and her husband Kenny. And Melissa has been our Indian lady for a long time. Melissa actually made this outfit when she was 12. And so if you subtract 12 from 29, that's how long Melissa is. 39. She's 39 now. So she's been wearing this all these years, not all the time. Melissa's outfit is made out of deer skin, hand beaded, and the little white furry things on her ears are ermine. And she showed me, I didn't do it, but she showed me how you can stick your finger up in it to feel the leather part. Her earrings are also ermine. What were they? Ermine what? Tails. Ermine tails are her earrings that an Indian friend of hers gave to her. Her boots are deerskin also. Very authentic outfit. Was there something else we were going to mention on that? No, she made it all when she was 12. Then with Melissa is her husband Kenny Griffith, and he's wearing elk skin shirt. An elk skin shirt is unusual around here to see for this. Has a coonskin hat, and he also has his deer hunter knife with the antler blade handle on it, and his tan hunting pants. Now they're kind of a twill kind of thing, not the leather like the rest of his outfit. He has lovely boots too. What are your boots made out of?
They're made out of deer.
Deer?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, so, you know, today you hear on TV and in style shows they talk about organic fabric, organic. Yeah. Well, Melissa and Kenny were definitely organic tonight. Now, as people began to settle down and into communities and wanting more and more out of life, they began to become more sophisticated with their clothing. And some were getting very ornate. Coming up our aisle is Marion Wright, and Marion is wearing an outfit that would have been in colonial times. Now in Huntersville we didn't have people dressing like this and wearing this. This is more like a Martha Washington colonial outfit, and Martha was living in East Virginia. We are trying to tell people that we are west, they are east, so we need to start calling them East Virginia. While in the late 1700s there weren't settlers here, but ladies loved the dressiness. And look how feminine this is. This is a Mary Lou Dilley creation that she bought. And look at the lace, the bows, the flowers. That it's a very ornate one. One highlight is the panniers. Would you pull those out on the side? Panniers were the little wings on the side. And people like to make them as big as possible. Back in the time in the late early 1700s, some of them could be out 3 feet from each side. And some of the pictures are amazing. Now, Marion's panniers could be that wide, but why did people want to make their hips wider is really amazing. And of course, Marion is wearing the dust cap. It was such a practical item for both cleaning house to keep the dirt out of your hair, because women did not wash their hair very often, especially in the wintertime. And then with the hat too, if it was cold, people wore nightcaps with good reason, because it was cold out. So Mary is wearing this lovely outfit, and we appreciate your doing it. And she'll be back with a surprise for us later. Thank you. And next we have the charming Lois Young, and she is wearing a lovely blue and white outfit. This was made by Bobby Ryder, who has made many of our fashions this evening. And in the 1840s, the hoops were starting to come in fashion, but this could have been just as well without the hoops. If you look at the jacket, look at those sleeves. These are called pagoda sleeves. Look at the sleeves on the jacket. The sleeves were called pagoda sleeves because they were so big. If you look how wide they were, sometimes on clothes, the pagoda sleeves, like the jacket sleeves, would be sometimes 3 feet wide. They were just almost ridiculous looking, but it seemed like more the better. It's trimmed with, the trim on this matches, of course, her clothes. And if you look at the waist, the sash around her waist, the points on that were very, very fashionable. And you'll see some other dresses with points like that going down into the dress. And of course, the sleeves are unusual for many times, the way the sleeves are layered, but she has lots of bows and ribbons. So this was a very stylish outfit for the time. And the bob earrings, the ear bobs as they were called, were fashionable too, and along with the straw hat. And the straw hats were afternoon hats, evening hats, and used for almost any occasion. She would have worn this Disney. You're welcome to play while we're doing it.
She will take her coat off.
You can take it off anyway, Lois. And Lorona Sode created this outfit, and it's also from the early 1800s. The dress is fashioned from cotton. It's sort of a calico, and this is not old fabric. It's made after old fabric that is kind of vintage style fabric. Lorona's outfit has a sweetheart neckline, and the shawl is both practical and pretty because the shawl would keep you warm as well as look good. And if you notice her sleeves, the nice little cuffs that are made large and pretty, and sometimes they got pretty big too. If you look at Lorona's necklace, the necklace is 100 years old, and she has pictures of her children in it, and it was worn like it was worn then. Again, the straw hat could be worn in a lot of different outfits and coordinated with the outfits. Now, Lorona tells me that your great-grandfather was in the Civil War. Lorona's originally from South Carolina, so she thinks she could become a daughter of the Confederacy if she wanted to. So, thank you, Lorona. There was a little bit of difficulty with those. Sometimes they could be a little embarrassing too if they didn't get sitting down just right. And that's when women, I read a story about hoops, and that's when women didn't start wearing really bloomers or underwear until then, because a few of them got really embarrassed. So bloomers became quite popular when hoops got really into fashion. Mary Jane Howard is wearing another outfit that Bobby Ryder made, and this ensemble is rather like the one Lorona had on, so you know during that time period that they were very, very popular. This is also made out of calico, but you can look at the differences between Lorona's and Mary Jane's. Around the hem of Mary Jane's, a lot of ruffle, and you can see the sleeves are like Lorona's, but a little bit smaller, a little bit higher. Mary Jane also has a shawl around her shoulders, and it's a little more ornate too in some ways. Do you have on one of those hoops that are wires? Some of the hoops were made out of, well, no, she doesn't have the one that,
The other one has.
No, that's the other kind. We'll look at it later. And Mary Jane's carrying, somebody said a sewing box. It could also be a type of hat box too. And hat boxes were a big business back when women were wearing hats. So Mary Jane looks lovely, and she's going to come back later looking even lovelier. Thank you, Mary Jane. We have a model who is new to our style shows. This is Michelle Bugnes. And Michelle is wearing a dress that was rather a home dress, a dress that she would have worn more around the house. This is also, this could have been anywhere from 1840 until 1900 or more, because it's such a versatile dress. If you look at the back, if you look at the back of Michelle's dress, where you would turn, of course, you can see how nicely it is made with a pleat in the back with the lace over it. Her dress is highlighted with the sleeves again, got big on the ruffles, and then the inset, the white inset, makes this even brighter than the bright orange that she is wearing with it. Now you have to remember that not every woman had a cupboard full of dresses. That we think, we look at these, and everybody was wealthy and had cupboards of dresses, but they didn't. And this might have been a dress that this woman could have worn for many, many years and worn out. We're fortunate to have closets now instead of hanging on a nail or whatever it took. So, Michelle, thank you very much. Our next model is a lovely lady named Ellie Eck. Ellie is visiting here for Pioneer Days, and Ellie is from Cartersville, Georgia. This is her first time here. And Ellie's dress would be an evening dress. Now, daytimes, you didn't show off your shoulders, and evening dresses would have short sleeves. Her dress is a bright green satin, almost like a Scarlet O'Hara green. And with it is the plaid or the tartan with it too. And Ellie has something that most women wouldn't carry, and that's the fan. And this is a beautiful lace fan. And I don't know if you've ever read, but fans were an art, where how you could hold them, like to put them over your eyes to flirt, peek at somebody. Of course, you could get cool with it too, but there were all sorts of uses of the fan. If you look at Ellie's hat, the back of it has feathers and lace, and with her lovely curls, it's just perfect with her outfit. And Ellie, we appreciate your being here and being part of our show.